We're here in this lovely, quiet, leafy suburban area to visit my parents. They've just moved, and I've only seen the new place a couple of times, so yeah, going to drop in on them. Hello.
Hi, Ted. How are you? Hello, darling. Lovely to see you.
Hello, lovely to see you. They've always been hugely supportive. Their philosophy seems to have always been just to let me do whatever I like. Most of the other law students had a huge amount of parental pressure on them. I had no pressure at all.
Well, he was a guide dog before.
He was a rubbish guide dog. He was a reject guide dog.
No, he wasn't a rubbish guide dog.
All these blind people ended up in lakes.
No, they didn't. It was horrible.
Well, it's 10 years, isn't it?
It is. I can't believe it's 10 years.
Does it seem like when I first started? And so I remember coming home from Bristol one day and saying, "I'm not going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a magician."
Yes.
And you remember that? Oh,
yes.
Stuck in your mind.
It's really surreal because the first time he was on TV, we were really excited, and then I watched it and I just couldn't believe it was him. You know, this was you as a baby.
Is what I looked like when I was little.
Had lots of blonde hair. He was really an only child until he was almost 10, before his brother was born. He was, I think, a little bit lonely, because everything he did is the sort of thing you do on your own, you know, reading, writing, painting. You don't do it with other people. And so when his brother was born, that put a different dimension on things.
I remember you said, "Oh, we're going to go to a fun fair and go on the roller coaster."
Yeah.
But before we do that, you need to get into this suitcase at the top of the stairs. And I thought, okay, that's fine. I can do that. So I got in it, and you shut it, and then just kicked it down the stairs. And then I didn't really want to go after that, and we never went. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I remember that.
In secondary school, if you weren't really part of the kind of sporty crowd, then, you know, I just got the piss taken out of me. And I think that's when I started to kind of develop an interest that led to performing. Sort of have mixed feelings about the place. I wasn't really... It was a lovely school, I don't know if I was really happy here. Not desperately unhappy either, but so it's just a mix of different feelings. I was never really bullied per se, but I was definitely a bit kind of picked on by kind of some of those rougher kids. Thank God it's the rougher kids that go on to have the really boring jobs and adult lives, while it's the kids that get picked on that grow up to do the interesting things. My father was the swimming instructor at the school. He was the swimming guy. He was Bob Brown with his cigar and his little Speedos. His beer belly hanging out over the top of them. That's kind of the image I have of him here for many years.
I think the door's open.
Is it? Wow. This is what was the swimming pool. They've allowed me to come and have a peek because it means so much to me, this place. This was my dad's empire, really. Oh, the sound, the acoustic is great. It still sounds like a swimming pool, doesn't it? Imagine doing exams in here. Hello! Makes me feel a bit sad. Look, it's still no running and jumping. Oh my God, you can get to the bottom of the pool. I'm so going to get detention for this. Oh, it's really strange. There's the steps, which I remember climbing down and just trying to hold my breath for as long as I could underwater and that kind of thing. I'm sure they have a beautiful new pool that is just stunning and modern compared to this one, but it does, just for me, because this is so personal to me, this does feel really sad. Something about seeing everything stripped away makes me see how far I've come. I was closer to my mum, I think, when I was younger, But as I've grown up, I've got closer to my dad. Standing in his office just made me very aware of how fond I am of him, of how much I love him. Just nostalgia, that sort of melancholy is bittersweet, which I suppose is what melancholy is, isn't it?